Call
Tony
me Ford Motors because I'm going to flick you off and call you a fascist. Hear that, Ford? Ford is anti-America. All right.
What?
Anyway, welcome, everybody, to another episode of the 1 of 32 podcast. I am your host, Don's, sitting here with my host, KP. KP, say hello to all of our wonderful, beautiful fans who have stuck with us throughout the whole season, have given us nothing but their adoration, and we appreciate very dearly. Please follow on TikTok, 1 of 32. Send an email, 1det32@gmail.com. Please like, subscribe, follow, comment. Tell me I got heavies. Chris, say hello to everybody.
Eagles Nation. It's over.
Se acabó.
I mean,
It is
Don
over.
started the pod with so much energy, you would have thought we won on Sunday.
Yeah, well, I got to bring it to the people. You know,
Yep.
I can't just sit here and be all doom and gloom for the whole episode. That's just lame.
I'll be doom and gloom then.
Oh, wait. We lost to the Niners 23-19 at home, Lincoln Financial Field, where we have the greatest advantage of the world, where, not going to lie, the fans were very quiet on the TV copy, wasn't very loud, wasn't very pressure filled, and didn't hear a lot of support, even for our defense, who I thought, all things considered, still played pretty well against the 49ers. They had one of the best offenses as far as moving the chains and getting down the field, extra yak. Chris, what are your initial thoughts on this game?
Don's, the season is over. This
sucks.
is awful.
It's the worst. It hurts. It hurts.
Where to begin?
Honestly, there's so much to talk about. I just want to begin with saying I really do, and I know this is, you might get mad at me, whatever. For a second, before we get into this, because there's going to be a lot of getting into this, I really do appreciate the Philadelphia Eagles for the success that they've brought us over the past few seasons. We have gone to 2 Super Bowls, just won one, and the year following the Super Bowl, we end up getting home field advantage as the number 3 seed in the NFL. So for that, I say thank you for a interesting season, as frustrating as it was. It was interesting.
It's always interesting.
I do appreciate that. But now that I've said that, let me be a fan. Because what the hell is that? I literally went to go get an MRI on Monday to check what was wrong with me for actually believing in this football team and being able to be a 12-win team in the San Francisco 49ers. The doctor said, you're delusional. The MRI confirmed it.
Don's. Now, you actually made that joke at your recent appointment, and you got a real laugh out of it, not only from me, but the people who you were speaking with. And
I didn't have to know I'm using old bits.
I am the furthest from laughing, Don's. Another second half disaster offensively.
Yep. It's just the Eagles finally pay the price for what we saw all season long. Inconsistent in play, A.J. Brown slumps, secondary issues, offensive coordinator play calling, and Kevin Patullo not really ever making sense, and Nick Sirianni not being able to be the leader of men that he's supposed to be for our Philadelphia Eagles and get everybody on the same page, steering in the right direction or pulling in the right direction, whatever you want to say. So, Chris, take it off. What do you think was one of our biggest issues here, or however you want to start this thing? Let's get into it.
Yeah. Don's, I'm just going to go over the second half and the drives that the Eagles had against one of the worst defenses in the NFL, who were missing and down multiple linebackers. They were on their third middle linebacker.
Pretty lame.
And missing at least 4 starters on the defense.
Just brought somebody off the street and everything.
These were the Eagles' drives in the second half. 3 plays, 7 yards, punt. 4 plays, -4 yards, punt. 10 plays, 23 yards, field goal. 3 plays, -3 yards, punt. 8 plays, 47 yards, field goal. And last, but certainly not least, 10 plays, 44 yards, turnover on downs. Dons, all season long, we talked about it. The offense, it's stale. It's vanilla. It's going to change. Sirianni comes in at the end of the season, the last couple weeks. Oh, there's some new wrinkles. This is different.
Psych.
Back to the original, back to the normal, vanilla, boring. We can talk about the last play. We can talk about the play calling overall. We'll get into all of it, Dons. But for me, it starts and ends with the offense and another second half where we just fell apart offensively. Where do you begin, Dons? Where do you want to start this off? What stuck out to you?
Well, you can't just tell me to start after you started, you freaking jerk. Don't put that pressure on me. Let's start with the very basics of football. The reason why I think the Eagles were so dysfunctional and weren't able to ever get a groove going, the penalties. 7 penalties for 48 yards to the 49ers, 1 penalty to 15 yards. A lot of them pre-snap issues and a couple of them very big holding calls in the most crucial of times where the Eagles absolutely needed to get some yardage, move the chains, and they actually accomplish it. And a bullshit, and pardon my language, a bogus just holding call on, I don't even know what. The Darius Cooper one was dumb, and I think the other one was what? Cam Jurgens, right? Just 2 very dumb penalties that didn't have to be called, but were called nevertheless. And honestly, at this point, the undisciplined nature of the 2025 Philadelphia Eagles football team, at this point, you can't blame the refs for those calls just being had because you're kind of feeding people and not doing enough to correct your mistakes for the refs to be like, they're trying, I'm not going to call it.
It's been an issue on and off all season long, Dons. Not just one player specifically. It's not as if it's been just Jordan Davis or just the edge rushers or the secondary. It's been everybody. So,
but the inconsistencies isn't just in the penalties either. It's just the whole undisciplined nature of this team, the constant infighting, the leaked sources of information of he said, she said, they said, we said type stuff. Oh, there's no issue, even though there's a clear issue. You can't tell me that if it looks like a duck, acts like a duck, and sounds like a duck, that it's a freaking fox. It's just not the way that it works. The issues with A.J. Brown, the issues with Nick Sirianni not being able to confidently actually support Kevin Patullo and just saying, like, we're sticking with him, he's doing a good job, no animation in it. Jalen Hurts never really saying that, like, yeah, we got everything we need right here type of stuff. This season, at least, I don't think I heard too much of that. Just constant undisciplined, just a recipe for disaster. A big thing that I wanted to talk about, and which is crazy to me, is even though, and this is why I had such an issue with this season and why, because I actually felt hurt at the end of this game. I was like pain sad instead of like angry, like what the heck. Our team was so bad, but our players, I think, are that good that we still had a chance to win that game, and we have brought ourselves to win the NFC East this year again, solely and purely on the talent of our players, because I think coaching wise, we got a actual zero from the offensive coordinator, from the offensive line coach, from everybody on the offensive side of the ball. And Vic Fangio has a little bit of blame in this too, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Just zero support from that side of the ball. And I still believed because of how good our players are. And I think it's more of a testament to all 53 on the roster, or however many it is now these days, than it is like saying that, oh, we're a complete lost cause for the future. So I do want to see how you feel about what I just said about me thinking that the players are so good that even though we were so bad, we always had a chance for the most part.
Yeah. I think the talent that we had, I would say going into maybe 90% of the Eagles games this season, we were a more talented team.
Yep.
You could say maybe the Rams or the Seahawks are just as talented. Maybe who else? That's really it, Dons. From top to bottom, offensive line, skill position players.
I would say Tampa.
Yes. They have. Yes, they do.
I mean, they have great receivers, not like as good, but they got pretty good talent.
Point being is when you go into a game and you have more talent, similar to playing with effort in most sports, it's going to keep you in the game.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's coaching or decision making or clutch moments or maybe taking the coaching, those are all things that come into account in close games, but it certainly wasn't because the Eagles were not talented enough to win these games.
Yeah, I don't think it was that at all. I think a big part of it, too, is kind of big brain Howie Roseman getting in the way of our success. I mean, look at this offseason. It's not like we had any knockout acquisitions this year. We kind of got a lot of middle of the road players, people that were C to B at best. And then also, as much as I like Makuba, you're drafting an undersized player again in a position where you need to be able to hit. And that is a little concerning for me because I don't think you're kind of following the blueprint that got you here. I think you're kind of adjusting and showing more of what your nature is, of being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get, you see that guy over there that nobody else is looking at? I'm gonna show you that he's the shining star, that he's the diamond in the rough that's gonna become exquisite and a tremendous impact player on this team. Not that Makuba can't be that in the future, but like, to me, you're overthinking it. Draft big, strong, fast players that are good at football, not people that are scratching and clawing to be special. I don't know. Does that make sense?
It does. I'm a Makuba fan, so I won't defend him now because he didn't end the season well and he was injured. But the Eagles went into not only the second half of this game, but also the fourth quarter with leads. We were not trailing. And yet we decided to play not to lose instead of playing to win.
We always do.
To me, that's the biggest reason the Eagles are not playing in Chicago on Sunday night.
Yeah.
This shouldn't have been a surprise to us, although all week we both were pretty confident. The offense has been stale and vanilla all season long, and it reared its ugly head again. So coaching does matter.
It definitely does. And I don't think we were wrong. We weren't wrong. It's not like we were outclassed by the 49ers. The 49ers just operated like a more efficient, more cohesive football team. They didn't do anything special. Christian McCaffrey, did he have a big special day that I just missed or something like that? No.
You know, he caught a nice pass from Jawan Jennings.
Yeah, he had a good game, but he didn't break our back. I mean, the wide receivers broke our back more than anything. But even that got corrected in the second half. No, fast forward, actually. A couple more things about Howie Roseman and some of the blame that I'm putting on him, too. The mistake of believing in Kelee Ringo. The mistake of bringing in Jalen Phillips like he's going to be the answer for our team. I don't think he was a problem. And I do think he was an addition to the squad, but he's not a game changer. He's not somebody who's going to come and dominate that offensive tackle.
Josh Sweat.
He's definitely not no Josh Sweat, which Donovan Chestpat, me, I kind of underrated how good Sweaty was, which, am I wrong? Yeah, maybe, because he had a great year with Arizona. Not that it mattered, but still. You know, Howie has to take some blame for this. And the fact that they went with Kevin Patula as the first-time play caller, that's another organizational issue. So it's weird that, you know, we have a blueprint that worked, and all of a sudden this offseason, it's like we're doing the same. It's almost like getting out of a toxic relationship and feeling so good, and then you get, sprinkled with temptation, and you go back and everything's so great and wonderful, and then this is the worst thing in my life. Why am I here? Has anybody seen my mom? That's what it was like with Howie Roseman freaking just doing the same old dumb things. Him, Jeffrey Lurie, just, I don't know. It didn't work with Doug. Why is it going to work with Nick? It just makes no sense. Inconsistent. Whatever. What?
I had a whole segment called Blame Pie that I had planned for maybe 20, 30 minutes from now, but Don's beat me to the punch. I didn't have Howie in my Blame Pie.
Who cares? Tell me your blame pie, bro. Tell me.
60% goes to the man who's no longer employed by the Eagles, and that's Kevin Patullo. I'll use this word again, not because I don't like this, but it is what it is. And the offense was vanilla early on, and things didn't really change at all throughout the season. The last few weeks of the regular season, we heard rumors of Sirianni's involved in the offense more. This is good. In the Chargers game,
No, it's not.
in the Chargers game, we saw some wrinkles. We saw some more under center. We saw some play action, but then right back to the old vanilla. This offense, Dons, it looked just as bad as when Brian Johnson was leading it 2 years ago. Think about that. Brian Johnson also did
Go
not have
Birds.
any experience calling plays,
Sadly.
and it was ugly.
I think Kevin Patullo was the passing game coordinator that year, too.
There were rumors we were going to bring him back, but I'm glad we did not under any
Go
capacity.
Birds, sadly. Wait, I don't think he was thrown off the team.
Oh, they're just demoting him now?
Yeah, I think they just demoted
terrible.
him, unless I missed something. But I'm pretty sure the decision hasn't been made. If you were Kevin Patullo, Chris, would you stay? Would you go? Would you stay or would you go?
I'd probably stay.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not like people are knocking on my door to call plays for them. So why wouldn't I go back and learn a little bit? Maybe the idea, or the thought is, the idea, maybe go learn under a new coaching tree, a new tutelage, learn some other things, similar to what Mike Vrabel did, went and coached the offensive line for the Browns. What? Yes, he did that. To learn more about the offensive side of the ball. He was a defensive guy most of his career. So Kevin could leave and do that, but I expect him to stick around. What about Hugh?
It's Kevin Patullo. Where's Deuce Staley at?
I don't know.
He was with the Lions. He left to go
Steelers?
to the
Maybe the
Browns or Steelers.
Let's look it up.
I wonder how well that's working out for Deuce Staley, because I think Deuce had a path to being the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles eventually, but he got a little impatient and left.
Cleveland Browns running back coach.
Yeah. So you went from being assistant head coach to a running backs coach. Not sure if that's a promotion or a demotion for Kevin Patullo. I don't know if you're going to find greener pastures in other places, but excuse me, I will say, I think you should get the hell out of here. Pack your bags and leave.
Be gone.
And it's really not for the reasons why everybody thinks the second. I just think it would be more beneficial for him to learn under another coaching tree, kind of spread his wings, maybe do something else in the NFL that he hasn't done before and grow as a coach. I think if he stays here, he's going to kind of stagnate and be the same person that he is now and not grow, I think, as much. When you leave your comfort zone and you overcome that, you usually come out the other side better than what you were when you stay in your comfort zone. So I think Kevin should leave for the safety of him, his family, and his career.
Kevin! 25%.
Kevin.
25% Jalen Hurts. So we got 60% the coordinator. I'm giving a big chunk of it to Jalen Hurts this year, Downs. Didn't have a bad year by any means, but compared to last year, certainly a big step back. Noticeably less aggressive running the ball in both the regular season and the playoffs. Why? Some of it is play calling. Some of it is maybe him being vocal about that.
In the playoffs, inexcusable.
Then numerous times on the broadcast, Thomas, Edward, Patrick, Brady broke down the play.
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady.
He sounds like a god or something.
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. Thomas Edward.
Broke down the play. Numerous times, Hurts would have zero pressure on him, but yet leave the pocket, usually running to the right, cutting down half the field and half his ability to throw to that side of the field, scrambling, cutting down his reads, his inability to do the progressions at times. Doesn't look like he sees the field clearly sometimes. Like the Niners were bottom 3 in pressure rate and sack rate, and there were numerous plays where Jalen had time, and the play ended up with nothing. So you can't tell me these guys can't get open, Dons.
If I was Tom Brady's son, I would still kiss him on the lips.
Definitely.
Anyway, Jalen Hurts has a large portion of blame on this team not being as successful as I think they could have been. I actually disagree with you. I think that last year he really didn't play that great. He played great in the playoffs, but the regular season, it was better than what we saw this year, but I don't think it was that huge of a step back. I really do feel like our offensive line and our running game not being able to take off and having bad running formations, and something that I didn't mention, losing the continuity up front and maybe losing confidence in yourself as a play caller of Cam Jurgens. Maybe Cam had a bad year this year where he wasn't making the offensive line calls well. He wasn't giving Jalen Hurts as much pushback. I don't know. I'm not in the huddle. I didn't see what was going on the line. But there were times that I've seen Jason Kelsey, not just with Jalen Hurts, do it with Carson Wentz, do it with freaking Sam Bradford, where they would try to audible to run it to the different side, and Jason Kelsey's like, no, keep it left, we're going left, and then we run left and we have a huge play. So don't underestimate the value of that too. So I think Jalen has a large portion of blame to be put onto his shoulders. He definitely needs to play like the $40 million quarterback that he is, or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I agree with you. Jalen does deserve a lot of this blame.
Last, Dons, and certainly not least, Nicholas Sirianni.
Mm-hmm.
Better late than never.
Yep.
But never late is better.
Mm-hmm.
Nick tried to give Kevin numerous chances to either adjust, adapt, fix things after tough losses.
Too close to the situation.
Open criticism from players and the fans. Kevin had zero play calling experience and should have been given a much shorter leash, in my opinion, or
Agreed.
More supervision or more collaboration early on in regards to game plan and philosophy. Basically, if the guys never called plays, you don't basically say, hey, man, here's your playbook. You do your thing on your own. We'll see you on Sunday. And there needs to be more collaboration and communication and game planning and what's going on, man.
I'm sure those things did happen in the locker room. I highly doubt that Nick was like, here you go. Goodbye. I don't think that happened. I think they did collaborate.
Of course, that's not what I meant, Dons.
You have, I know, but I'm just saying.
Good.
That is what you meant. Shut up.
No, it's not what I meant.
No, I know. I just think you had two coaches that are both inexperienced play calling, just not know how to handle the situation. That's what I think happened, honestly.
Nobody deserves to have their house egged by fans, but I'm certainly glad he's no longer employed, or at least the offensive coordinator for the Birds.
Yeah. I'm actually interested in why you didn't have somebody in the blame pie chart. And I'm going to go into it right now. AJ Brown.
I knew it.
AJ Brown. When you're a tone setter, which Captain AJ Brown, when you're a tone setter on the team and you're jogging back from running your routes, taking your sweet time to get off to the sideline so the punt team can come on, complaining and making a mockery of the continuity of the team all season, talking to a bunch of reporters and saying this and that, basically spilling out house secrets, right? Creating a glass house for the Philadelphia Eagles. Whether you're right or wrong, you are still a captain of this football team. I still think AJ Brown has a huge portion of this blame pie. Like if Jalen is 20%, I would say AJ has to be around like 12 to 15, because this man's supposed to be the one that sets the example on the field, and not everybody's as talented as you, AJ. So if they start slacking off because they see you slacking off, their performance is going to hurt way more than yours. So I think that the team really took on AJ Brown's personality this year, where they would flash greatness, and then it almost seemed like they were disinterested in the rest of the game. So I think AJ should hold a lot of blame here for the Eagles' issues this year. Let me ask you this, Chris. Being all of the things that we've dealt with AJ Brown over the past 2 seasons, because everybody likes to forget that he was a problem last year too. We just happened to win the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Should AJ Brown have remained the captain of the Philadelphia Eagles after exhibiting the past 2 years as bystanders here and watching his behavior?
Well, Dons, if you just took a screenshot or a snapshot of last year, you could say, well, AJ was the player he was, and we ended up holding the trophy.
Yep.
So you, as an AJ defender, you could say, well, whatever he's doing, X, Y, Z, ABC, it certainly worked because you guys were holding the trophy over the team that could have won 3 in a row, something Tom Brady couldn't even do.
But that's if you're a blind man, right? Because any idiot can see that our passing offense was not great last year. Again, we just played great in the playoffs.
It was creative, though, Dons. The concepts were different. The play calling was different. Like,
I understand that, but we're not talking about Kevin Patullo's play calling. We're talking about A.J. Brown's hustle, A.J. Brown's behavior, A.J. Brown, like, just the way he conducted himself. To me, that's not very captain-like to me.
3 drops, 1 potentially, I believe, for a touchdown. Does it lead to an exit from here or a humbling experience and a more determined player in 2026? If you ask me, if it's up to me, I want him back for 1 more year. When he's healthy, when he's right, he's still a top 10 receiver. He challenges the defense and threatens the defense. So if it's up to me, I want him, Dons. Do you want to keep A.J. Brown?
Can you answer my question first?
I already did. What question?
Do you think he should have been a captain of the team?
I was going to answer it, and then you cut me off. I talked about
What do you mean you just asked me a question?
2 years ago, you could use the example of, well, he was the leader that he was, and then we held the trophy.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, which I did 3 minutes ago, after 1 year, you would think, yeah, why wouldn't he be a captain? He was the way he was. He read his book on the sideline, and it pushed the right buttons for everybody, or it made everybody tighten up a little bit, and we ended up holding the trophy. So, yes, I do think he should have been a captain going into this year.
I disagree, but that's fine. As far as having AJ back next year, am I going to throw a temper tantrum if he's back? No. AJ Brown's a very talented player. I don't think we get better by losing him. But just if you ask me, put me on the truth serum, no. I don't want him back because I don't think AJ Brown is the future of this team anymore. And the only reason I say that is just by his behavior this year. And don't get me wrong, if I'm being led by a nincompoop, sorry KP, I would be pretty pissed off too.
There you go.
But what I saw was a man consistently not blocking for the other 10 people on offense and having his player on defense make plays in the backfield, stopping Saquon Barkley for a 2-yard gain because you don't want to come across somebody's face and block when you're supposed to and you know you're important on the play. I see a guy that jogged, I don't care what you say, that man jogged so many routes when the ball was thrown to him this year. It was almost embarrassing. Can't believe a grown man would act that way. And 3, the only reason why I say I'm cool with him leaving is because he acts like somebody that doesn't want to be here. So if you don't want to be somewhere, why do I want you to stay? That's more of why I wouldn't want A.J. Brown to return next year, because he acts like he doesn't want to be here. He says things. He says he wants to be here, but then his actions look like that of someone that doesn't. It's almost, as crazy as this sounds, and I know it's probably wrong, it felt like to me that A.J. Brown maybe sabotage the Eagles
Oh my God, my
in
mom
the
actually brought that
playoffs
up to me.
against the 49ers. I don't know, man. AJ doesn't drop too many balls. He doesn't mistrack balls either usually. To have 5-6 bad plays in a playoff game, like bad plays. Is that coincidence? Is that just like the way the cookie crumbled, or was that somebody with a little bit of sabotage?
I won't even get into that, honestly. I
Why?
won't even touch it because I don't think that's even a thing. I don't think that's.
I think
like,
it is. People
the guy's a
bet and
professional.
gamble on games all the time.
The guy's a professional. The eye in the sky does not lie. Whoever's going to be looking at signing him as a free agent or giving him a big deal or whatever, he doesn't want to put that bad film on tape. That's what I think. But two things can both be true.
Well, he's already paid, so does he even care about getting a big contract?
Two things he should. He's always going to want more money.
Once you have $100 million, though.
Two things can both be true. Yes, A.J. Brown acted like an immature asshole this year. Yes, he did. But also, he was working with or working under in Kevin Patullo. What did you just call him? An idiot? Imagine going to work every day and working for an idiot who doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't put you in the best position to win. Instead of coming to work and doing your job, he has you do the opposite of your job, or he has you work once a day, or he tells you, you know what, you're going to come in on Saturdays now. Well, I never work Saturdays. Well, now you are. You're doing all these things you're not supposed to be doing. The business isn't running well. We're losing money. We're losing clientele. And you want me to do all these things the right way? Meanwhile, the people who are above me, controlling me, directing me, clearly are incompetent, clearly have no experience, clearly don't know what they're doing. It's a lot easier to not follow through, to not be as sharp, to not do what you're supposed to do, because the people who are leading you or who are supposed to be leading you have no experience and things are not going well.
Yeah, but also, aren't you supposed to show up for your homies? Because even with all that nonsense, we still had a chance. I firmly believe that anybody could have won the Super Bowl this year and can win the Super Bowl still. And I still think with the talent of the Eagles, we could have still been one of those teams. If we were playing next week, I would be like, I don't think I'd be a fool to say, like, I think we can beat the Chicago Bears. I don't think anybody would be a fool if they said that.
Based off of our resume, the players on our roster, although you don't win on paper, and we haven't played well all season, you're right, Dons. I think that's what kept us afloat mentally. Like, oh, well, we've got the talent. We'll turn it around at some point. Oh, we have the ability to. All it takes is one game to flip the switch. It's the playoffs.
We had some nice plays on offense this game. Some nice play designs. The thing is, nothing fed off of them, and they didn't lead to anything. But we had some creative things that got Smitty open pretty often, that got Dallas Goedert open pretty often.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One thing I want to bring up, we were talking about Jalen earlier. One of the benefits of Hard Knocks is you get more access. Hard Knocks is a show where you get to see the team, the players, the GM, behind the scenes.
One of those things, and it's not Knox.
The family. Yes, the players know the cameras are present or they're made aware of it. But at the end of the day, Hard Knocks is more access, and that's why I love it. There were two clips that were revealed after the Eagles game. Number one, Jalen speaking with Nick in practice, the last practice before the game. And Jalen uses these two words, ultra aggressive. And also, Nick's response is, we're chasing that access in regards to a play. He said, basically what we're trying to do in this play is we're chasing that access. And Jalen quickly responds, I love to hear it. To me, that says Jalen Hurts wants to be aggressive. Nick Sirianni knows we need to be aggressive, but yet in those moments, whether it's Hurts not pulling the trigger or Kevin not calling the play, something is not copacetic. We're not on the same page. Dons, I don't know if I asked you before if you had heard anything about the Hard Knocks. You said no, so give me your first reaction.
So, it's great to be aggressive. You want to be aggressive, but you can't be aggressive 100% of the time. That just makes zero sense. That's not what good football teams do. You got to play smart, good, solid footballs. And sometimes you have to do the easy thing, the check down for 3 yards, the check down for 5 yards, the intermediate route for 5 or 6. You have to do those things to be able to open up the aggressive chapter of the book. You got to flip the page, but you can't just go from the hardcover to the freaking conclusion of the story or nothing is going to make sense. So, no, I don't think that Jalen and Nick are some like, ooh, you guys are so deep. I can't believe he said that, bro. Like, yeah, no shit, you want to be aggressive, but you have to be good on downs 1 and 2 in order for you to deserve the aggressive third down, the aggressive deep shot on first down. You can't just go 3 and out, right? That doesn't work. You can't be aggressive on the first play of the freaking first drive and expect to be able to keep up that momentum for 4 quarters. It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. People obsessed with the aggressive, be aggressive, be aggressive. I think our fine, wonderful people, please like, follow, and subscribe. Comment.
So it just, what it said to me is Jalen's not necessarily afraid to take chances and win games in key moments, despite what we've heard or some people have thought about Hurts and his unwillingness to take chances down the field or to avoid those kind of throws.
He got middle of the field phobia.
That's
what he got. That's his issue. He's not scared to throw it deep. He's middle of the field phobia. You got to get over it. If Drew Brees did it, which not saying you're a legendary Drew Brees, but I'm just talking about height-wise. If he figured it out, you can figure it out. Kyler Murray seemed to be able to find Trey McBride all the time. You figure it out. You figure it out. You figure it out. This is on Jalen. Middle of the field. That's not just Kevin Petula. That's somebody showing tendencies. Why am I talking like this? I'm pretty pissed off, actually, now that I think about it. Now that we're talking about it, I'm just like, what the hell actually even happened? Why did we lose to the 49ers? We shouldn't have even been in a close game with them. They were putrid so often for 2.5 quarters on offense. They got absolutely nothing done. They had to call stupid trick plays, stupid gadget concepts in order to score touchdowns against us, and we still lost to the 49ers. We deserve it. The Eagles deserve it. This is kind of what they had coming to them. I'm pissed off. Reed Blankenship sucked. What the hell are you doing? You probably had the worst performance as an Eagle that I can remember, and I've been defending you all season to my boy. I like Reed Blankenship, but what the hell were you doing? Talk about letting the moment crumble your confidence. That play where Brock Purdy ends up, was it Brock Purdy? No, it was the trick play where Dick Grabber ended up throwing it to Christian McCaffrey in the end zone. Jennings. That's what it was, Juwan Jennings. Why are you going to press Juwan Jennings to leave a wide open Christian McCaffrey? Let me say it again. You decided that Juwan Jennings is a bigger threat to your defense than Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey. Stupid.
Now, Juwan Jennings was a high school quarterback and a very highly rated one, Don. So maybe the Birds saw what?
Man, fuck Juwan Jennings. He sucks.
Well, he burned us. Where were the Eagles' trick plays? Where was our creativity? Where was our double
Chicken
pass?
is a habit like me.
Number 2, there was a conversation between Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts after the loss.
Sorry.
Jalen Hurts, the quote is, "We'll be back." Sirianni's response, "I have no doubt." I say
My
that
boy turned into Terminator 2.
I'm already excited for next season. I got goosebumps. Yeah. I can't wait to talk about the draft. I can't wait to talk about the trade market. I can't wait to talk about A.J. Brown all summer long. It's going to be so much fun.
John Connor, get in the elevator if you want to live. Yeah, I'll be back. That's what Jalen was like, I'll be back.
I
got the burpees, excuse me.
I would like to transition into my new weekly segment, Don's. My weekly bouquet of flowers.
I will allow it after this sponsored message. What the hell? Cornerback number 2. What the hell, Adoree Jackson? Quarterback number 2 came to bite us in the ass again. I just wanted to say that before we moved on. Let's get our roses because honestly, it wasn't all bad.
Nope. Well done. This ain't going to no Philadelphia Eagle. We took an L.
I don't give up.
Weekly bouquet of flowers goes to none other than Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, this is stupid. I don't even like this segment. All right,
Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Ricky Pearsall. Who's the lineman? I can't think of his name.
I hate him, and he's fat.
Trent Williams. Dons, I'm confident in saying the 49ers were without 3 Hall of Famers, if not 2, against the Birds on Sunday night. Despite numerous injuries throughout the year, the 49ers were, I believe, if not the number 1 injured team, the top 5, losing key pieces on both of their offensive and defensive game plans week in and week out, and now going on the road in Philadelphia to beat the Super Bowl champions. I tip my cap. I raise a glass to Kyle Shanahan and his staff who coached circles around the Birds this past weekend.
Kyle Shanahan bites at his fart bubbles in the tub.
The 49ers
That's what I say to that.
had
Boo.
a 55% passing success rate in the game against the Eagles, the highest by any team against the Birds in the last 2 seasons. Purdy had 1 sack. Where was the pass rush? I'm disgusted.
Yeah, Jalen Carter stunk this year. That's what happened.
And he wants a big deal.
And our defensive ends sucked this year. That's what happened. It wasn't Jalen Hunt's fault. He's not supposed to be a starter. Nolan Smith, ¿a dónde estás? Where's Waldo looking ass motherfucker? Where the hell are you? You were supposed to take a huge step this year and be that dude. We ended up signing Brandon Graham's old ass to come off the damn street looking like he's coming off a walker to rush the quarterback. And it's not even a shot at BG because he played great for what we asked him to do. It was just, again, Howie Roseman kind of punted on the season a little bit, I think.
It was almost a perfect end to the Sunday night downs. I'm watching the Patriots game, and right in the fourth quarter, who makes a key sack to basically put the game under wraps?
Milton
Williams.
Big Milty. Big Milk Balls. Milk Ball Man Williams. Get it done. Anyway, whatever. Everybody wants to toot and tout or pout. I'm pouting. As well as our defense played this year, they weren't fourth quarter closers. Every time we went to the fourth quarter with the league, they ended up letting them lose the game. And it's not all their fault. Obviously, the offense has a big reason for our defensive struggles. Those guys getting too many snaps, just too many snaps. They also couldn't stop them from scoring. So, I mean, I don't know what Nakobe Dean was doing on that last touchdown throw to McCaffrey where he clearly gave him outside leverage. Do you really think McCaffrey, with you giving him inside leverage, is going to run an out route? Just a little rustiness, I think, from Nakobe Dean. And like you said, you were a little concerned with him covering Christian McCaffrey. That is why. Lame. Okay, so transitioning to the big news that happened today? Yesterday?
I think it was yesterday.
Kevin, sweet old baby Jesus Kevin. I know we touched upon this a little bit earlier. Kevin Patula fired. Chris, initial thoughts, reaction.
Well, I'm not going to celebrate the guy being fired, but in my brain, I might be. I might be doing little dances in my head saying, I got the report earlier from Diana Rossini. We're already talking to who?
I'm Micah McDaniel.
And Brian Daboll.
Mr.
Two
Daboll.
offensive geniuses, please. Brian Daboll created what is Josh Allen right now from Wyoming.
Well. Let's just say I think Josh Allen would become Josh Allen no matter what.
You can talk to Josh Allen about that. He's been very vocal about how much Brian Daboll helped him when he was younger.
Yeah, obviously. But
He's a genius.
Sometimes the great players have it in them It's not like if Brian Dable wasn't coaching him, he was going to have a bad coach, probably. You don't think any good coach could do that to Josh Allen?
No,
Maybe
100% not. Dude,
Well,
we just
good
got done
coach.
talking about how much coaching
No.
matters, and you're going to
I
tell
said-
me any coach can do that to Josh Allen? No.
I said good
No.
coach, not bad coach like Kevin Petula. I said good coach.
Name me some good coaches, Don.
Sean Payton.
There's not many good coaches.
You don't think Sean Payton could have done that to Josh Allen?
Dude.
I proved my case.
Brian Daboll's an offensive coordinator, a young offensive coordinator. He made Daniel Jones good for a couple of years.
1 year. Then he stunk. Oh, how's Jackson Dart doing? Pretty good.
I mean, Brian Daboll.
Yeah, I don't know about Brian because, like I was telling you earlier, wasn't he the dude that benched Jalen in the title game? Wasn't he the dude that benched Jalen Hurts for Tua?
We don't know that. Could be Saban.
Yeah, it could have been Saban, but I'm sure he talked to his offensive coordinator about it. Probably.
I don't know, brother.
I'm not saying I'd be mad at Brian Dable. I'm just saying peculiar choice. Does Jalen really want him here? Anyway.
Well, either way, Jalen Hurts is getting a new offensive coordinator for the 7th straight season, folks.
Again. Now,
Hopefully, it's not a new system.
there's been, well, I hope it's a new system. Our system sucks. So, wanted to talk to you about this, and for some reason, it's escaping my brain. But let me circle back and find it and see where we're going to go. Got it. Nailed it.
Nice.
People have been talking about Jalen Hurts having a new offensive coordinator every year, and they want to let that impact that search. A lot of people saying, I don't want the hot new thing because the hot new thing becomes a head coach in a year or two at worst, or maybe at best, depending on the perspective line that you're saying. Chris, do you want the old man Jenkins, like a Vic Fangio, that's going to come on offense and be here for the long haul? A guy like Frank Reich, a guy like, I don't even know who else would be like that. Marty, the guy from the Ravens. I don't want that dude. But do you want somebody that's going to be more for the long haul, or do you want the sexy play caller, offensive genius type to come in, be an offensive coordinator with Nick Sirianni? So are you taking stability or the rental?
Well, to answer your question, to me, the coach that we have breeds that environment. So we've talked about Sirianni often, where he's not really an offensive genius. He doesn't call plays on defense. He's kind of a rah-rah, going to keep the team motivated and be a general leader. What that breeds is when you bring in offensive coordinators.
Good delegator.
Yes, when you bring in offensive coordinators and they have success, i.e. Kellen Moore, they get poached
Shane
and
Steichen.
picked away, and then you have to start all over again. So to me, it doesn't matter if it's a guy who's 22 or 42. If he's really good, someone else is going to want him. Now, what I want, to answer your question, is I want a Vic Fangio on offense. I want a guy who we trust and give complete autonomy to the offense. We will leave you alone. Nick doesn't need to talk to you about offense, just like Nick doesn't even dare go in the defensive room and talk to Vic Fangio about his defense.
I'm sure he does, but I know what
want
you mean.
a guy who has complete control, complete autonomy of the offense, who we don't have to babysit in week 14 against the Chargers because we can't move the ball and all the players are frustrated. That's what I want, Don.
I think that's
what
a good
do
answer.
you want?
I want the best person for the job. I don't give a damn what the
Fence
future
rider.
or profile is. That's
Yes.
what I want. Just get the best person in the seat that's going to work for your organization. I don't care if it's a she, he, they, them, dog. Whoever can call plays and lead a group of men to succeed, that's who I want calling the plays. So if it's Mike McDaniel, come bring you and your thousands of vape chargers that I'm assuming you have down to Lincoln Financial Field and be our offensive coordinator. Coach LaFleur, when you should get fired, in my opinion, when you're on the market, I want LaFleur to come in here and be the offensive coordinator for this team. I want Brian Daboll. I want whoever the hell is going to be the best play caller. If it's somebody in college, come on down my way. I don't want to see the same first-year offensive play caller with the head coach that we have that is, no disrespect, Nick, you're not an offensive genius. You're not a play calling genius. You're not a play design genius. Your strengths right now in this part of your career is completely not X's and O's determined. I don't know. I lost my train of thought there. Nick Sirianni needs the help. He needs to learn how to be a better head coach, which he's working on. I'm very happy with him. I'm glad that he's still here. I'm glad he's not getting fired. But we need offensive genius to come through the door. This is the NFL. This isn't your high school Division 4, Division 3 football team where you can just be thankful you have somebody that knows their left from their right and that can read freaking play call scripts. This is the NFL. This isn't about giving shots to people that don't deserve it. This is about bringing the greatest people to the greatest position for the greatest sport that this damn country has ever seen to the table, so we can get the best possible outcome and have the better quality play on the field. I don't know what to do with my hands.
This is the second time the Eagles as an organization have chosen a coordinator with zero play calling experience. First, Brian Johnson, and now this man, Kevin Patullo. So I think, Dons, the question you asked me earlier.
Brian called plays before in college.
Yeah, but not in the NFL. That's totally different ball game.
No, I know, but I don't think Kevin even did it in college.
No. No, Anyway. Yeah, I think that because of the two hiccups that we had with the let's hire a guy with no experience, I think now we're going to hire somebody with some experience who maybe we hold on to for a few years, then maybe they part ways and go become another head coach.
That's right.
Well,
you don't like my mask, bro?
No, I love it.
Jerk. Okay. So.
Yeah, we lost, man.
Yeah, we lost. Over. It sucks. I don't know what the hell to say.
Well, I was going to talk about the offseason, but we got plenty of time to do that.
Yeah, we got a lot of time for that. So
this is about the game.
Anyway, I don't know. The Eagles got slapped around. That's really all I have to say about it.
Ooh, one bright spot. Despite an ugly first drive and a half, Quinyon Mitchell. Folks.
Talk about the all-pro. Bro, Q gave us such an opportunity to win this game, and we squandered his efforts. Everybody's Cooper DeJean. My man has one pick all season. He has two in a playoff game. Playoff Q. That's what I'm calling him.
Yeah, I don't think he has any regular season interceptions.
I think he has one.
Maybe one?
Maybe one. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think he has any. I think I heard the stat.
Playoff Q. Playoff Q.
Man, but Quinyon Amobe, despite getting beat early in the game, he took a bad angle on that big long play in the first drive. But other than that, dude was locked and loaded, focused, and he's going to be a top 3 corner next year, Dons. I'm telling you right now.
I think the refs kind of screwed us this game a lot. I saw a lot of false start by the wide receivers. I saw a lot of moving forward before the snap was done. I saw a lot of pushing off on Quinyon, a lot of pushing off on Adoree Jackson. Mm-hmm. I saw a lot of nasty things that were not called. It's almost as if the league has a vendetta against the tush push team in the Philadelphia Eagles. Something weird was going on this year.
Do we dare predict the games for the weekend, Downs?
Let's do it. Dun, 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 dun. Damn.
Here we go,
There's
folks.
a couple of slices of pizza and a couple onion rings if you want them. You know I do, baby.
Ooh, Don's is going home to some food tonight, baby. Now, Saturday, 4:30, CBS, the Buffalo Bills travel to Denver, Colorado to take on Bo Nix, Sean Payton, Patrick Surtain Jr., and the Denver Broncos. Dons, give me your initial thoughts and maybe a prediction.
So everybody, I believe, would be quick to say the Buffalo Bills are gonna make it to the AFC East Championship. AFC East. I don't know. I keep doing that this year. The AFC Championship. That they're gonna steamroll the Broncos. Josh Allen's the man. He has all the tibbity jazz.
No
but I
Mahomes?
don't want you to forget
No Jackson.
coaching matters.
No
and
Burrow?
Sean McDermott has been known
Sean
to
Payton.
cause his team a lot of agony by making some questionable decisions in very important games. Sean Payton is a man who has been there, done that, and has gotten over the hump with great quarterback play in Drew Brees, I would say. But the Denver Broncos are a team that don't overwhelmingly wow me. They just do all the right things all the time. So with that being said,
You trust Bo
the
Nix?
number one Broncos will lose to the Buffalo Bills
After all that, I do it.
by one score. I actually think they lose by like a point.
I'll take the Bills as well, Dons.
Wow.
I just don't trust Bo Nix in that offense. There are games or times, like the majority of the Eagles game, where that offense is anemic. So I think Josh Allen.
I would like to see the Broncos win.
I would too. But my brain also goes to, which team's more likely to beat the Patriots next week?
Oh my God.
Just
well,
kidding.
let's jump to it.
Wow.
Texans, Patriots. Who you got? Who you with and why?
I got the Pats.
you?
And despite last week, I said to myself, all right, if the Texans win, there's no way the Pats are beating them. But now we're here, and I am totally confident in the Patriots.
Yeah.
Coaching matters. The McDaniels factor, he will find a weakness in this defense. And the Patriots defense and their pass rush is no average, John. They're not average. They're not good. They're great when Milton Williams is there.
They
So,
really are. And they're
go
pretty
Pats.
solid even without him. I follow your sentiment, although I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. That Texans defense
Nope.
is amazing. Will Anderson Jr. has, in my opinion, I got to stop saying that. Will Anderson Jr. should be considered for defensive MVP this NFL season, and I dare to say that he deserves it over Myles Garrett, who got sacks for the Browns?
The Browns.
Did they even matter? Do you guys even play in the NFL?
No.
Like, I don't care about Jason Garrett. I don't care about
Myles
Myles Garrett's sack record at all. The Strahan wins the phony, and so is yours. Give me the Patriots, though. I just think they're too good of a all-around team for them to lose to the Texans, even though I think the Texans ball out. Nico Collins being out hurts them too much. Patriots win because of it, unless Stephon Diggs go to jail. Pats over the Texans.
Next up, Saturday night, 8 p.m., Fox. Our hated rival now, the San Francisco 49ers, travel to Seattle to play a team they just were dominated by 2 weeks ago. Going into the Eagles game, I couldn't help but tell everybody, the Seahawks just dominated the 49ers. They ran over them. They bullied them. We're going to do the same. And now we're sitting at home watching the 49ers travel to Seattle. Dons, I've got the Seattle Sea Chickens by at least 2 scores. How
Yeah.
about you?
Same with Jackson Smith and Jigba. JSN, no way.
Stud.
They have one of the best running games in the league, a great 2 running back tandem that they actually freaking use, and sometimes they even get their third guy in there. I think Sam Darnold learns from his mistakes of the prior year. I think Seahawks take this pretty easily. And I do want to make note of the 49ers. Obviously, they won. I don't want to come off as a sore loser, but the Eagles really beat themselves again. I just think they played down to the level of competition again.
Now,
The Eagles beat themselves more than the Niners did anything great. I think the Seattle Seahawks are actually great. They're not going to compete in this game. I'd be surprised.
what if I said this to you, Dons? I said, man, Sam Darnold turned into same Darnold again. He's got 2 interceptions and a fumble in this game. Now, how confident are you? Because he's more than capable of doing what C.J. Stroud did on Monday night, and just seeing ghosts again, turning the ball over,
3
inexplicable
turnovers is a little
interceptions.
unfair. Let's give him 2 turnovers.
Fine. You see my point, though. We know who this guy is, Dons. He's a notorious failure.
No, maybe not. Maybe not. You say he's a notorious failure, but how many times has he had the opportunity to be in the playoffs? Twice?
Last year with the Vikings, Week 18
Yeah,
against
but the
the
Vikings
Lions.
are a
The division is on the line.
team. The
He's
Vikings
throwing to Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison,
Doesn't
T.J.
matter.
Hawkinson. Hello.
Yeah, but they're a loser group, like the organization. Like the Vikings just don't got it.
Oh, and the Seahawks are a bunch of winners, Dons. They got 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah, but we're not
Anyway.
talking about that. We're talking about the track record.
I brought the point up because Sam Darnold could just turn into
You're
Sam
right.
Darnold at any time.
You're right. I guess I'm just choosing to leave in the man.
Me too. I
Believe
believe in
in
him
him.
too. Or mostly because they can win without him having to throw the ball.
Exactly.
Last,
That's
but
why I
not
said they
least.
run the 2 running backs.
And I saved it for last for this reason, Dons. The Chicago Bears are hosting another home playoff game against the
Crazy.
Los Angeles Rams, Sunday night, 6:30, NBC. You know I love my guy Caleb. We've been focused on the Birds. I haven't had a chance, and nor will I go on my Caleb Williams rant. I will throw it to you and ask, are the Bears going to host the NFC Championship? Excuse me, the Seahawks would, but can they beat the Rams at home?
They can beat the Rams at home. The
Will
Bears
they?
are a feisty, aggressive team that do whatever they can to scratch and claw and fight back and win games. But
That's what Bears do.
duh. The Rams are a team that if they get their act together, which they've been slipping, I think should almost easily take care of this Bears offense. I think Matthew Stafford's experience, man, I'm not even going to go into it. I just picked the Rams. I really do.
They
I
almost
want
lost
the
to the
Bears to win.
Panthers.
I just think the Rams.
They almost lost to the Panthers again.
Panthers aren't a bad team.
They're the worst team in the playoffs, I think.
Talent-wise, yes. But honestly, the way we were playing, psych! It's always been the Steelers. The Steelers are terrible. Garbage.
Poor Rodgers.
Poor Rodgers.
So Don's is going with the Rams. I'm going with the home team. I'm going with the cold team. I'm going with the team that's used to playing in the cold. The comeback kings. Ice himself, Caleb Williams. I mean, some of the throws he made in that game, Don,
Yeah.
specifically the 4th and 11 to Roma Dunze. Do yourself a favor and watch that play a couple times. Guy is chasing him down, off 1 foot, off balance, basically a sidearm throw between 2 guys right in the bucket. I'll take the Bears 27-24.
I'm not mad at it. So we got Seahawks, Pats, and then we're split on LA Bears. And then we both had the Bills. So Bills, Patriots versus Seahawks, Bears.
Or Rams.
We'll see. Well, that wraps up this episode.
And the season.
We sucked.
Damn. I can't believe it, really.
Oh, we lost.
I still can't believe we lost to the Niners.
And it still hurts.
Yeah, I'm crying.
Thank you for
I'm gonna go cry.
listening.
I got to get out of here. I'm going to go cry.
you. Goodbye.